Let's look at Chapter 10, Lesson 4 Practice. Drawing from a deck of attribute cards. Complete the table to match the spinners. So I can see that the table has the probability that the spinner will land on gray, and then I have the probability that it will land on white. I'm going to be using fractions for this to set it up, that way you can easily tell what is what. So for number 1, they have the gray marked as 1/4, which is 1 piece out of 4, and the white marked as 3 pieces out of 4. For number 2, I know that there's going to be 2 gray out of 3, and there's 1 white out of 3. You can see if I added these up, it would be 3/3, which would equal 1 whole spinner. Number 3, I have 3 out of 5 and 2 out of 5. Number 4, I have 1 out of 8 and 7 out of 8. Number 5, I have 7 out of 8, it's the reverse, and 1 out of 8 for white. For number 6, I have 3 out of 8 for gray, and then I have 5 out of 8 for white. 7, I have 2 out of 6, or 4 out of 6 for white. For number 8, I have 5 out of 10, or 5 out of 10. And for number 9, I have 3 out of 10, or 7 out of 10. Let's answer the questions now. Which spinners are more likely to land on gray than on white? Well, I can see, looking at the spinners, any spinner that is more than half on gray, then I would count, which would be spinner number 2, spinner number 3, spinner number 5, and spinner 8 is half, but it's not more than half. Which spinners are more likely to land on white than on gray? And I know that if there's more white than gray, then it'll land there. 1, 4, number 6, number 7, and number 9. Which spinner is likely to land on gray as it is to land on white? So an equal. And I know that number 8 is equal. It would be half and half. For the test prep, I need to use the chart to fill out the whole entire diagram. So I have a square plus a triangle, which will be the top row. I have a square, which will be the second row, a triangle, which will be the third row, and a box square times a triangle for the last row. So using this information, I'll be able to fill out everything. I can see that the 2 middle rows are kind of valuable because I can see for the first column, 5 plus 3 equals 8, or 5 times 3 equals 15. Do the same thing for this, where I have 9 plus 4, which is going to equal 13, and 9 times 4, which equals 36. Now I'm going to use the information for this to figure out what the box will equal. So I have 2 plus what equals 5, which would be 3, and 3 times 2 equals 6. Do the same thing. 15 minus 8 is going to equal 7, and 8 times 7 is going to equal 56. 45 divided by 9 is going to equal 5, and 5 plus 9 equals 14. 49 divided by 7 equals 7, and 7 plus 7 equals 14. Now I have 2 numbers that I have to figure out what it might be. And I know that 25 plus 2 would equal 27, and 25 times 2 would equal 27. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in here. I'm going to do the same thing for 13 and 40. I know that 5 times 8 equals 40, and 5 plus 8 equals 13.